Hello, guys. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Me with calls. You test the water separately. That's unit testing the water. Then you test the actual chocolate separately. That's you unit testing the hot chocolate. Then you mix them together to then actually test the actual hot chocolate drink that you've made. At that point, you are doing your integration test. All right. You look at the consistency, you look at the temperature, you look at the taste, you look at the smoothness of it. At that point, you are doing your performance test, your non-functional tests. Then you then do your functional test. Right? So there are different layers to it. So you make sure that you do your unit testing, you do your functional test, you do your non-functional test, you do your business acceptance test, which is your user acceptance test. You do all of that. If everything is then okay, then you do your sanity test within your production environment, because you don't want to do all of these detailed tests with people's records within your production environment. You don't want to do that. All right. So that's the sequence for you to test properly. Now, what will be your role? As a project manager, what should be your role in test cycle for an ERP implementation? What should be your role? Scheduling all of these many tests. Make sure you people have the time to complete them. Is your job. You, together with the test manager, you are the one on the test manager's neck to get their timeline for tests. You are the one on the developer's neck, making sure, because the developers will do the unit test, because as they are building the code, they are unit testing that code. But I've seen a lot of organizations where the developers do not properly unit test. They just do the garbage in, garbage out, and then they garbage the thing out to the quality assurance department. And guess what? The QAs, the test departments, they are not responsible for unit tests, because by the time it got to them, this thing is no longer in small pieces. It's been added up to something else before it got to them. So at that point, you guys are already missing unit testing. All right, which it creates more problem later down the line. So you are the one that wants to make sure that as our way of working that everybody signed up to, you developers are going to do well to unit test every single pieces of code that you write. I hope I'm making sense, guys. If I'm jumping the gun, please just drag me back with your comments so that I can address them. All right. As I always say, I'm a newbie TikTok liver. So a lot of blunders will be committed here with the TikTok living thing. So apologize. I apologize. All right, good. Thank you, Royal Crown. Thank you very much. All right, so you are the one to coordinate it. You are the one to track the defects, not personally, but you make sure that every single defect that was raised, bugs, inconsistency, anything that's not working well that they raised, you are the one that's making sure that they fix it and they retest it and they confirm to you that it is now working well. Yeah? You want to ensure retest for every single defect. Not just that they raise it and fix it. They fix it and they retested it and they confirm that it is now fine. If everything is okay, then you are the one that is then making sure that you get the sign-off. From the UAT, for example, the business needs to sign off the outcome of the UAT. They are the ones confirming that they are happy with everything we have done. So you need to get a sign-off from them for that. That's your job as a project manager. If you are a BA, what will be your job in this instance? You are the one that is writing the acceptance criteria. The acceptance criteria is what your quality assurance people, your testers, that is what they will be testing against. So you want to make sure that your acceptance criteria makes a lot of sense. It is hitting the mark. That's your job. You are coordinating the user acceptance test with the business. Because remember, you are working fully for the business as a business analyst. The business are your clients, not the developers. The business are your clients. You are getting the requirement from the business. You are taking it to the developers, the IT team, to work on it. When they have worked on it, on behalf of the business, you are the one since checking what they have done, making sure it meets the business requirements. So you as a BA, you need to roll up your sleeves and make sure that you are everywhere. Your eyes is everywhere, coordinating all of these things in test. I've seen a lot of developers, once you go past the requirement gathering stage, they just go absolutely invisible. If you want to become a fantastic business analyst, then you want to do well to follow your work through. Traceability, requirement traceability. When that requirement is being gathered, when it is being developed, when it is being tested, when it is being deployed, and when it is being used, you should be there. If you are a true business analyst, all right, you should be there. Your job does not end when you gather the requirements. You will become better by being involved all the way throughout the traceability timeline. You will do well. You will do much better. You will grow much better as a business analyst. You will become less of a book business analyst. You become more of a true business value delivery analyst. Does that make sense, guys? So don't be the lazy business analyst, okay? Be the one that is willing to take it all in and grow with it. If you are a product owner, what will be your job? You are the one that is approving the test outcomes. Remember, I said the business analyst is going to write the acceptance criteria. You are the one. Remember, you are the one that knows this product the most. You are the one that's checking what's been done and going, okay, well done, guys. That's exactly what we needed. That's your job. You are the one that gives the final sign-off on that ticket, confirming they can close it. That's your job. So you don't disappear as a PO. Don't disappear. If you're not following me on LinkedIn, you want to follow me on LinkedIn. Adeyinka Badmus on LinkedIn. Because for every single live sessions that we have, there will be a detailed conversation, like an article style post that's already been sent out a few days before this live session. Like this ERP, for example, I sent out the detailed post, I think on Wednesday. So you will have had access to that, read that, and come to this session with real questions. All right. So we will have the articles being sent out on LinkedIn, and then we'll have the live session here on Friday. I hope you're gonna like, share, tell more people to join this conversation. This is what real technology is all about. All right. This is what it's all about. The more of these things you have under your belt, the better you can function as a BA, a PM, a Scrum Master, a PO, you name it, a data analyst. The more of this you have under your belt, the better you can function. Technology is not just about drawing the maps and drawing the flows. It's not about that. This is what it is about. So invite a friend to invite a friend. We should have a full class here if people understood the worth of what we are discussing here. All right. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. On our page, on our website, we have a lot there. Or better still, reach out to us. We offer mentorship, we offer coaching, we offer training, we offer almost everything. We offer products, services, you name it. The question is, what do you want from us? What service would you like? Let's have a conversation. All right. We are always happy to help. Breaking it down, removing abstraction from technology is our specialty. Okay. So change management is the next thing I want to talk about. Change management. You can imagine if you are installing a coffee machine at work without showing anyone how to use it. So you install this very beautiful coffee machine at work, but you have not shown anyone how to use it. Remember that coffee machine is not cold ice drink. It requires hot water. So that's a risk. You need to show people how to use it so that people do not burn themselves. You guys do not turn up with an accident or the other, and then you guys get sued. Do you understand? So change management is about I'm not talking about change control. Change control is when you control how things are being passed into your project as you go along. That's change control. Change management is actually how you manage this new vision, this new baby, this new solution within your business. That's what change management is. I know people get it mixed up, now and again, but that's what I'm talking about here. The adoption of this change, this coffee machine that you've brought in, how likely is it for people to use it? That's what change management is. So I'm not talking about change control here. All right. How likely is it that this machine that you brought in will actually pay for itself? People will purchase from it, really. If you don't publicize it for people to know that there is now a new coffee machine upstairs that you guys can put a pound or two into to get your coffee out, how do you get your money out? Like, how do you manage that change? How do you embed that change within your organization? Shadow systems, where people see that, oh, this thing is too difficult to use. I'd rather just use my own. How do you deploy a whole ERP system in your organization and you still catch people still using their own Excel on the side just because your solution is just too complex to use? Have you not seen it? Where you use a whole lot of money to buy a particular thing because it does a particular thing, and you still catch yourself doing it the old ways. I'm sure everybody is guilty of it. You must have caught yourself buying this very expensive bag or something, and you still can see yourself using only that old bag that you are used to using. It's because you have not probably change managed yourself. All right. So that's what we are talking about here, where people create a shadow system on the side rather than fully adopting these new solutions that you have spent all this money deploying for the benefit of everybody. All right. Poor return on investment. How do you manage that? How do you guarantee the return on this huge investment on this your ERP implementation? How do you do that? All of these are your risks. How do you deal with change management? How do you embed change safely within an organization? Communication. Newsletters, status updates, meetings after meetings, email memos. You will do all you can to ensure that your change, your solution have a fighting chance after delivery. There is no benefit in a very, very fancy solution that nobody ever uses. There is no benefit in it. It's a total loss for everybody, both the business, the delivery team, the business, the people. Is a loss for everybody. It's just a lost cause for everybody. So you need to give it a fighting chance, publicize it, answer people's questions, make them comfortable, reassure them. Like this age of AI, for example, a lot of people have been frustrated. You need to educate them. AI is not here to take your job. You should be leading with AI. You should be integrating AI into your job soon enough. If you don't use it, then it's going to replace you at your work. That is the publicity that's going on now. That is the age that we are now in. So you don't want to be left out. You don't want to be left behind. All right? Communication is key. In all ways, I don't mean verbal only. Meetings, visual, auditory, emails, all the channels that you know that you can get to your people, you need to communicate clearly and regularly. Train them. Not just train, coach them. Training is different from coaching. Coaching means you are giving them the education they need. You are unholding them. You are showing them. They are shadowing you. Do as I do. Coaching them. Important. Most importantly, supporting them. That is how you safely deploy change management, especially in an ERP solution. Otherwise, you will see that you guys are building this gigantic solution and they are creating their own little system that works for them. It won't be, it's not their fault. They are used to that way. So it's important that you manage it properly. Okay? It's important. Now, what's your role? What's your role? As a project manager, what's your role? You need to align. You need to roll out a plan for change management within your plan, within your project plan. You need to recognize that there is a phase post-development called embedding. Training, documentation, manuals, all of those things. You need to make sure you plan it in. Do not be the project manager that dissociates human part of project delivery. A lot of project managers are so eager to leave after they have deployed their solution. And then guess what? Their solution will come back to fail. Do you understand? Because even though you've built such a beautiful system, if nobody is using it, if people find it hard to use, they don't understand how it works, your solution will still fail. Even though you have delivered it, it will still fail in operation. It will still fail. So give your solution a fighting chance, like I always say. Just give your solution a fighting chance. Train people how to use it. Show people how to use it. Encourage them to use it. Check in with them. Even though you are confident that the solution you have built is fantastic, is good, it's easy to use, you need to check in with them. You are not the user. You need to check in with your users. Make sure that they are finding it easy to use. They are finding it okay. They don't have any question. It's important. It's your job as a project manager. You need to be a people person to thrive as a project manager. All right? As a business analyst, what's your job? After all, you're a BA now. You've already done the requirement gathering. Your job should have been over by now. BA, your job is not over. You need to be here to ensure you develop role-based training material, role-based simulation, mapping the old process to the new process, making sure that where your manual have been referring to, oh, this shop now closes at 8 p.m. Where as part of your new world now, you guys are now closing at 12 p.m. Make sure all of your manual, all of your advertising material, everything shows the correct detail now. Most importantly, make sure that people are taking in the education you guys are giving in the right way. It's part of your job as a BA. All right? Product owner, the most invisible role. Alignment. Thank you very much. Alignment. That's it. Royal. Crown. Alignment. That's correct. Product owner. The people that feel most invisible the most. You are the one that must champion. Remember, you are the product owner. The person that knows this product the most. The person that must love this product the most. You need to be the person championing this adoption. You need to engage with your stakeholders early, both the seniors, the mid, and the junior level stakeholders, the internal and the external ones. You need to make sure you are encouraging them to get close, be courageous, to try. Reinforcing the why, the real reason we have done this, reminding people the true business benefit of using this solution, the business value, both now and in future. You are the one that needs to always bring everybody back to the reason why we deployed this solution in the first place. You need to be the voice that is most heard. This is your product, for heaven's sake. You need to be the advocate for your product. All right? You can't be missing. You can't be missing when it comes to adoption. You can't be. But you know what? I've seen a lot of product owners just disappear. Don't be that. If you be that, then you will not succeed fully. And you won't be the product owner that everybody wants. You will be the product owner that continues to look for jobs. And you don't want to be that. You want to be a person that people come to when they need your skill set. You want to be the person that people are looking for to be on their team. Does that make sense, guys? That is on change management. The last one, which is the one that is most important to me, really, integration. Integration. How do you knit them? How do you connect them together? Example, Shopify. There is one of them that I'm trying to really, really remember. Shopify. Why have I suddenly gone blank? Like you develop your digital product and then you put it on there and the people go there to buy it. I've forgotten what the name is, but I remember Shopify. All right, I remember Shopify. So you've put your order, like your inventory in Shopify, and people will automatically go there. They will buy it. They will make their payment. The payment will go straight to your bank. Do you know how many integration is in between that? Do you know how many integration is in between that? After all, you only signed up to Shopify. And then when you signed up to Shopify, Shopify asks you to, put in your detail for your Stripe or for your PayPal. It did that. Then through your PayPal, your money will go through into your bank account. Oh my goodness, that's a whole lot of journey. So when this customer goes onto your shop on Shopify to sign up, all they do is go from basket, from your catalog, the thing integrates into your basket. That's one integration. From your basket, it then integrates into your payment gateway, which is either Stripe, carton. Thank you. The basket is the carton. That's correct. And then it integrates into your payment gateway, which is either Stripe or your PayPal, or you paying directly with your card, whichever way. There's an integration there. And then it goes into your payment gateways system, the Stripe or the PayPal system. And then it makes its journey into your own bank account. We've talked about maybe six or so integration points there. How do you manage all of those? How do you ensure that data do not fall through the crack? How do you ensure that data mismatch, like I said in the beginning, does not come here now to haunt you? The data mismatch, the data missing. How do you ensure that it doesn't cost you more now in integration? This is where you need your data from point to point. A person whose date of birth is 01/01/2025 may still appear as 01/01/2025 in the next system because it is still one. January is still one. By the time you get to, let's take a date like 01/03. And then you get to the next system, it changes it to 03/01. At that point, a person that is now born on the 1st of March 2020, whatever, is now being recorded as the 3rd of January 2020, whatever. That is a problem. You do not mess up with people's data. GDPR. When you mess up with people's data, they can still come back to sue your ass. All right? I don't mean you personally, but as an organization. So when you are still talking about 02/02, like a date that is just the same, is still okay. But when you take a date like 14/01, 14th of January, and you then link it along into a system that has flipped months and dates apart, you will get an error because remember, there is no month that is 14. Your data will be thrown out. We don't have a 14th month. You can still get away with it up until December, but you will get away with it internally. Your customer will not like it that you have now swapped their date of birth from 1st of December You have now swapped it to 12th of January because it is now 12/01 instead of 01/12. So your system will probably not trigger it to you, internally that, oh, this system has now swapped the numbers. But if it was a date like 28th of June, by the time you swap it, that thing will kick it back out because there is no month that is 28. Am I making sense? That's correct, Royal. Yeah, regular inventory updates is correct. Because by the time you sell 10 of this product on the front desk, you sold 10 of it on the front desk, and then your inventory is showing that you still have 20 when you have already sold 10. Your inventory should be showing 10 after you have sold 10 out of 20 items in your inventory. But if your inventory is refusing to update when you are doing sale, then you guys will be selling, you will still be accepting payments for products that you no longer have in stock. That's a problem. For bad publicity. All right? So you don't want that. Integration is one of the biggest deal. And I think our next live session will be touching on that a lot, because AAS cannot function at all without solid integration in place. So it's heavy on that. Missing data, delays in reporting. What about making bad business decision? Making business decision off bad record because you guys have messed up your data in integration, and you guys have, with your full test, because your Power BI is still so glossy, it's still very, very colorful. You have made your business decision on it. You go, oh, we've been selling 20 of this product. We've sold like 200,000 of this product. Seriously? Oh my God, that's really a popular product. Let's order more in. And then you order more in, only for you to realize that actually you have not sold 200,000 of this product, but you have sold 200,000 of this one. It is your data that messed it up. That's a bad business decision. That's a good business decision that is made off the back of a bad data, bad record, bad reporting, guys. This is real. Like, it could have real business impact, because unfortunately for you guys, maybe you have only sold 2 of the 2 million of this that you have bought. And here you are, because you saw that 200,000 of it has gone through the doors across the country. You have bought times 4 of the stock that you have. You have now purchased that. And now, rather than you looking for ways to push out the 200,000 you had before, you guys have now ordered times 2, which is you have now ordered 400,000 more of it. And unfortunately, it was not the correct product. The product that was moving was this one. What are you going to do? Data accuracy. That's spot on. So, but how can you achieve data accuracy when your system is actually the one distorting it? You can't. So your system needs to be formidable first. It needs to be solid so that you guys can capture accurate data. In the first system, it will maintain it accurately. And then as it strings along within different systems within your organization, it maintains the same level of accuracy. Because you could have taken in correct data at the point of entry, but at different points within handshake, at different point where your systems handshake each other, you want to ensure the integrity of those integration points as well, so that you can ensure that your data is accurate throughout the end-to-end of your pipeline within your organization. I hope that helps. So that is that on what could go wrong. Now, what is your role? What is your job? As a PM, what is your job? In integration point, what is your job? PM, you need to plan your integration timelines. Integration timeline, your integration test, you need to plan it. System integration test, you need to plan it. You need to ensure that technical dependencies are mapped out. Yeah? You need to map it. You need to ensure that technical requirements for those integration points are met. You need to ensure that. As a BA, what will be your job? You want to document a solid data flow across your system, how they are moving, how they are changing, how they are transforming, how they are transitioning. What are the transformation rules that apply as you move along different systems? You need to ensure that because I am Adeyinka Badmus, the system does not count me as non-identifiable just because that system needs just my initial A Badmus. After all, I am still A Badmus and I am also still Adeyinka Badmus. How do you ensure that you've mapped it correctly at those integration points? Yeah? How do you ensure that I don't just turn off to my bank tomorrow morning and then I've suddenly become a millionaire? Just because your system has decided to just mistakenly not recognize the dots between 100,000 and 10,000 is dots. When you put 10,000.00, if your system does not recognize that dot in between, it has suddenly made me a millionaire. Does that make sense? You should know that a person that has 1,000 in this system, and then when it crosses to that system, this system takes 1,000 and takes it at 1000.00. That system should still be able to recognize it as 1,000. And then when that money leaves that system and goes to the next system where the dot is no longer required, that system does not mistakenly just take the dot and leave the zeros behind it. Does that make sense, guys? Integration is a big deal. It could make or break any system if not handled carefully. All right? So you're also the one mapping out the exception handling rules. These rules that I've just mentioned now. As a BA, it is your job to map them out. It is your job. Product owner, you are the one that is approving the integration scope. This is your product. Based on the business value, based on your understanding of what the business vision is, based on your understanding of what the capabilities of this product is, the return on investment, you are the one mapping out, approving the scope of integration. To what extent does this journey need to be? You are the one. So when you think about it very well, even though you are IS professionals, if you really understood your roles within this product, within this projects, you would really know that there are lots of ways where you can really bring value if you understood what value you can bring. And that is the real reason why we are doing these sessions. All right? If you've been engaged in any ERP, either as a user or as a product owner or as a professional, put it in the comments. If you have any question at all, please put it in the comments. If you have any suggestion, any observation, put it in the comments. All right? Just as a recap, we have covered 5 different basics of ERP implementation, engineering, purely engineering from an engineering standpoint. And what should your role be at those points? We talked about data migration. We talked about configuration versus customization. We talked about testing. We talked about integration. We talked about change management. All right. I hope you guys found it useful. I'm an end user as a supply chain data analyst. Fantastic. So this is good. So you as a supply chain end user, the end user as a supply chain data analyst. So you can imagine you as an end user when you turn up and then you log into this supply chain system and the whole of your data is now upside down. You are a Mr. or you are a Mrs. and this system is now calling you a Mr. For some reason. It has changed your data. It has changed your gender. It has put fee behind the male for you. It has distorted your data. This is real record. These are not test data. These are personal record. These are people's record. I've always said it that projects are people. People are projects. When you think about it that way, you think about the true impact of everything you do at work. Whether you see these end users or not, know that every single thing you do contributes to people's real life, either medically, financially, physically, mentally. Know that every single thing you do contributes to people's real life. It would impact their real life. So when you think about it that way, you will know how important of a job it is you have. Even in sports, everything you do will contribute to people's real life experiences. All right. So with all of this, the risks are there. Across all of the layers, the risks are there. It is all about it is all about identifying them and knowing where to look out for, knowing where the biggest risks are, and knowing where your biggest wins will come from, and knowing what your job role would be within all of these stages. All right? Like I said, this is what we do here. This is all we know how to do. Talk, educate, coach, give what we can. All right? And by all means, give us your questions. We'll come back and address them. This is a session that will run in splits on both LinkedIn and on here, on live here. So the educational documents will go out on LinkedIn. The live sessions will hold here on TikTok. So you want to follow our page. On my personal page is Adeyinka Badmus. On our business page is Mabi Consultancy. So you want to be there so that you have the detailed conversation, the detailed documentation ahead of these discussions. Why? So that you can come in here with your real questions ahead of time. So it's not just a listening in session. All right. On that note, I think I've covered everything that I want to cover. Our next project, the detail of it will go out on Wednesday next week. The live session will hold here on Friday next week. All right. So you want to grab the documentation first, rather read. It's never too long. It's probably a page or a page and a half. But you want to read it so that you can come here and let's address your question in real time. All right. I hope you found this helpful. I hope I've managed to break down some of the pressure points here and there. What you can control, what could be at risk, what you can do, what will be non-negotiable. I hope I've done justice to this very, very topic, ERP implementation. If you read more on it and you have any more questions, by all means, put it up on our page. As always, I'll be back to address them. All right. I have no more question for you guys. I've covered it all. So there won't be any session on Sunday. Okay, there won't be any session on Sunday. So now we know that this thing does not shut people out at 1 hour. Now we know. See, we've pushed the boundary. All right. I'll wait a few minutes for any question if you have any. And then if not, I want to say a very big thank you to all of you, each and every one of you, the people that joined us early, mid, or late. Thank you very much for being here. Your audience is the reason I am here. All right. And it's the reason we will continue to be here. It's a shame that we don't have such a large crowd, but we will, we will as we grow along. If you joined us late, I will do all I can to put this video on our YouTube page so that you can have it all together. I think the previous one that we've had, it was a struggle cutting it in little pieces and putting it on this page. I got tired, so I stopped cutting it. I didn't even think of YouTube at that time. But now that I know about YouTube, we can put all of this in its entirety on that page, so you can catch up on the replay also, or what they call it. Like you can go and watch it there. All right, the link to our YouTube would be on our. I'll have my people to put it on the page tomorrow if it's not already there. Okay. Until next time, I'm sure you will see me again soon. You can't ever get tired of seeing me. I'm sorry I've not been here. It's because I've been so busy with my people. We've been in court, I think since May. I've not been here doing live because I've been busy. But now it's kind of settled down. So you'll see me again here our current delegates, which I think at some point we'll invite some of them here at some point later, not now, later, to come and, uh, address some of the topics, elementary topics, that you guys may benefit from. All right, so let's wrap it up. Let's leave it at that. Until next time, bye for now. Thank you very, very much. All right, let's wrap it up. Thank you, guys. Bye. Good night. Okay. It's lovely. We love to stay and support you. Thank you. Thank you, guys.